YouTube, what's up, man? Uh, I haven't been able to do this prediction. I haven't had time to do it, but I finally been able to find the time to do it. It's the Pacquiao versus Mayweather. Finally, this shit has finally happened. I know it was signed a month ago, and I was reading this shit, but like I said, I hadn't had time to do it. But I'm gonna get to it. First off, let me start with Manny Pacquiao. Uh, Pacquiao, man, he's a very good fighter. He's got speed. He's got quickness. He's not flat-footed. He bounces all around the ring. He's gonna fight all 12 rounds. I mean, the man is he's like a little motherfucking mongoose. You know what I'm saying? And he throws a lot of punches. He's got a lot of power. He's got awkward angles. You know what I mean? But one problem that he does have is he leaves himself open for a lot of counters. When he throws that little weird straight left, sometimes he leaves himself all kinds of off balance. That's how Marquez kept catching him with that same right hand for 4 fights in a row. All that nigga was looking for was a right hand, and he kept landing that shit at will. You know, and Pacquiao, he's open for counters. Marquez was countering the shit out of him, but he fights all 12 rounds, man. And he got a solid chin. I know he got knocked out a couple years back, but dude can take a punch. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to get him out of there. You know, it's hard to drop him, let alone get him out of there. But that's the pros and cons on Manny. For Floyd Money Mayweather, whether you love this man or you hate him, the nigga is a genius in the ring, man. Like his IQ and the way he's able to adjust to whatever his opponent is gonna do is crazy. You know, I mean, pretty much everybody he's fought, he's been able to take away their best punch. You look at De La Hoya, he took away his jab and his left hook. He took away Moses' right hand after the second round. You know what I mean? He was able to slow Maidana down in both fights. You know, Hatton couldn't really go to the body on him. Regardless of what you think about Joe Cortez, you know, he wasn't able to do shit. Victor Ortiz wasn't able to do shit. Canelo wasn't able to do shit. Like, you know, every single person who was supposed to be a threat, who is a threat, but Mayweather was able to make it look simple most of the time. He had trouble against Maidana the first time, but, you know, he still won, in my opinion. It was a close fight, but, you know, he was able to figure him out eventually, slowed him down. And Mayweather's quickness, his defense, as y'all know, the shoulder roll, footwork is still there. People keep saying he looked old as fuck against Maidana, but Maidana was fucking using Sakio Bika, Andre Ward shit on him, you know, with the elbows and the rabbit punches and all that shit. People think that shit's boxing. So, of course, that fight was going to be ugly. Same with what Castillo was doing the first time. But he still got his footwork is there. His hand speed is still there. His pull counters. You know what I mean? You know, he's got the full package. But with that being said, you know, Mayweather does have trouble with southpaws at times. But, you know, like, people keep bringing up the Judah fight. They keep thinking because of what Judah did, Pacquiao gonna beat the shit out of Mayweather. But Judah's a counterpuncher. Manny likes to lead. So it's two completely different styles. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, Judah's bigger guy than Pacquiao is. His reach is a little bit longer. Pacquiao's gonna be much smaller. And he's not as much of a counter. He can counter, but he's not as much of a counterer as Judah is. So Mayweather had more trouble with that than he does against someone who leads, because Mayweather likes to counter. And when a counterpuncher fights against somebody that leads, it's much easier. It's just it's boxing. That's the way boxing is. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. So, but with all that being said, I see Mayweather winning the decision. I think it should be unanimous, but they gonna score the split like how they did with De La Hoya and Mayweather. Cause some judge gonna be like, well, you know, Pacquiao was moving forward, and he gonna give him points just off of that, which is bullshit. But you know, whatever. I mean, it's gonna be a close fight. It's gonna be a good fight. Don't get it twisted. You got Flow Moons and Pac Toys out there saying one gonna knock out the other. None of that's gonna happen. It's gonna be a good competitive fight. Even if it had happened now, if it had happened 5 years ago, people say it should have happened 5 years ago. Hey, look, and then it's here now. Y'all still gonna pay $100. Y'all gonna go betting with people at Buffalo Wild Wings, all types of the outcome is gonna be the same. People, y'all still gonna pay to watch it. You know, I'm just excited it's here. And the styles would have been the same 5 years ago as it would have been today. Yes, they both slower. People act like Mayweather stayed in his prime. Pacquiao's the only one gotten older. Both of these dudes have gotten older. Both of these people have slowed down. But and really, while I'm on that, I think it would have been it's more competitive now than it would have been 5 years ago. 5 years ago, Mayweather probably would have knocked him out. Pacquiao was more reckless. Back then, his defense wasn't as good. His defense still isn't great, but it wasn't as good as it is now. And Mayweather let his hands go a lot more. I mean, look what he did against Hatton. Against guys that rush him like Hatton, he lets his hands go a lot more. And man, he's a southpaw. Mayweather's more aggressive against southpaws by nature. So it'd have been easier work, honestly. This fight's gonna be competitive. First 3 rounds, Pacquiao's gonna catch Mayweather with that little double feint and then that jab straight left, the same one he caught Mosley with and dropped him. He caught Marquez, or he was gonna catch Marquez with it in the fourth round. I mean, in the fourth fight. I think he caught Marquez with it before. He's caught a whole bunch of guys. He caught Morales with it, knocked him out. But so he gonna catch Mayweather with that early on. I think that's gonna catch him off guard. It's gonna rock him. But after that, I don't think Pacquiao's gonna be able to get another one of those in, or at least cleanly. I know he's got a variety of punches. He's got the right hook. He got this and that, but he has no jab. He rarely sets up anything with the jab. He just taps it out there. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like what Rigo does. You know what I mean? Well, Rigo's planning something without his jab, but I mean Pacquiao has no jab. I mean this shit is non-existent. So Mayweather gonna be able to land right hands over that. Pacquiao might counter with his left, but I don't know. We'll see. But I think Mayweather's gonna win a decision. But it's gonna be a good fight. It's not gonna be no whitewash. It's not gonna be Mayweather gonna win 10, 11, 12 rounds. I think he's gonna win about 8 rounds at the lowest. 8, maybe 9. It's gonna be somewhere there. But it's gonna be competitive. Because like I said, Pacquiao is gonna be coming at him on 12 rounds. His conditioning is excellent. And another thing, he rarely gets hit on the body. And he doesn't let himself touch the ropes. So if Mayweather tries to get him against the ropes, he's gonna slide right off. He's like a mongoose, man. He just bounces around in there. He knows how to fight. You gotta give it to Pacquiao, man. He knows how to fight. But it's gonna be a good one. I ain't gonna pay for this shit. I'm gonna go watch it at somebody else's house. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it, man. Mayweather's gonna win. But yeah, I hope it's a good one, man. But yeah, I'll let y'all later.